Bend over to your right.
What the was that?
What's up, Bears fans?
People want to hear me talk. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Nicholas Moreano Show. I'm your host, Nicholas Moreano, and this episode is sponsored by Triumph Drinks, the hydrogen-infused electrolyte that helps fight fatigue, supports muscle recovery, and promotes overall wellness with the power of molecular hydrogen. Zero sugar, zero artificial ingredients. It's clean, effective hydration without the sugar or crash. Use code NICK, N-I-C-K, at triumphdrinks.com to get 10% off your order. Every purchase with the code helps this show grow and keeps the content coming your way. Plus, Triumph donates a portion of every sale to mental health charities. Add the winning element to your daily grind at triumphdrinks.com. What's going on, everybody? Nicholas Moreano here. Another episode of the Nicholas Moreano Show. Thank you for hanging out on this Monday morning. Wanted to get on here and just kind of recap the Bears coverage from this weekend. All the people that I know and love did a great job reporting and just highlighting the observations from these training camp practices that I haven't been able to go to, that I know a lot of people, Bears fans, haven't been able to attend. And, you know, I'm just going to recap of what a lot of people have said. And then also, I did announce that I am going to be joining the Marquee Sports Network as a digital media coordinator for this upcoming football season. So super excited about that, you guys. I'm actually starting later today. First day on the job, kind of, you know, first day at school vibe. So won't be at training camp, the first padded practice, unfortunately, but I'm going to learn the ins and outs of what my new role will be. And then eventually, in due time, get back to Hallis Hall doing my thing. But I'm really excited. Cannot wait to get started. It's been a long time coming. So really looking forward to that, and really appreciate all the support and love I got from everybody when I announced the news a couple of days ago on social media. It was really cool to see just a lot of people expressing their excitement for me, and of course I'm really excited as well. But that starts later today. Right now we're recapping the weekend that was Bears coverage, and we're going to start with the most recent practice being Saturday and being Caleb Williams in the offense best overall day, which I think is, music to some fans' ears according to some of the coverage that they believe they've been getting. And I have a message for a select few fans at the end of this video. But let's start with Saturday's coverage, July 26th. From what most reports were saying was Caleb Williams in the offense best day. Caleb led a touchdown drive with over a minute left on the clock in a 2-minute situation, was able to find DeAndre Swift, Olamide Zaccheaus, Cole Kmet, and then the touchdown pass to Rome Odunze on a short fade route. According to, I have Courtney Cronin with this, I have Kevin Fishbane with this, and multiple other people as well who were there at the practice. But other than that, there was a delay of game in that 2-minute sequence, but according to reports, like I was saying, the offense had its best day. Encouraging from what was happening earlier on in the week with pre-snap penalties. And like I said, there was a delay of game, so there was one of those. But you're seeing gradual progress. And we're going to get to that because I think all the miscues and mishaps and getting in and out of the huddle, being thrown out of practice, which happened really early on because of timing, what we heard from Ben Johnson, those things are going to be, they should be expected. But it was a good day for that unit, especially in the 2-minute drill on Saturday. Colston Loveland, the Bears' number 10 overall draft pick. He was out there participating in team and 7-on-7 period. He's been limited up to that point in camp outside of Saturday. So, again, you're seeing that incremental progress from Colston Loveland. Love to see that for Loveland. He's a guy that I'm really looking forward to seeing up close and personal when I finally get to training camp, because his movement skills as that U tight end, it should expand things for this offense to just create more mismatches for opposing defenses. The O-line. There was some O-line shuffling going on in Saturday's practice. Darnell Wright had a day off. They're monitoring him using the GPS systems, all this advanced technology that they can to make sure that he doesn't overwork himself. And I know I saw some comments. It's only 4 days into practice. How is he overworking himself? Dude, hot days. Whatever goes into the GPS tracking, the Bears found that this was the right move for Darnell Wright on Saturday to take a day off. Nothing due to injury. And Ben Johnson made sure to let everybody know this is not an injury concern. This is just the GPS tracking and just going in about it that direction. Theo Benedict, the undrafted rookie out of Canada, Canadian Eagle, whatever it was in Hard Knocks, he actually started in place of Darnell Wright at the right tackle spot with the first team. That's pretty significant for Theo, especially because he was majority a practice squad player. He did have that grade 2 hamstring injury in the Hall of Fame game, which impacted him for weeks, so didn't really get a nice chance after that training camp preseason to continue progressing because of the hamstring injury. But to get those reps at right tackle, good for Theo. But it's also going to be good to see Darnell Wright back there. Hopefully, I think in Monday's first practice, I would assume he's back out there. Karan Amagaji, Bears 3rd-round draft pick out of Yale last year. He actually repped with the first team at left tackle in Saturday's practice, but had to leave early due to injury. So, I definitely saw the reactions on Twitter to that injury happening, like what's going on, the bust, all these things. It's not ideal. I'll definitely say that because it's the guy that missed a majority of training camp preseason last year, barely even practice, and then hopefully we don't, it's nothing significant, but yeah, left early due to an injury. Sorry. He also had Braxton Jones on Saturday. He practiced with majority of the second team, so they kind of have these scheduled here. Braxton Jones, you're going to get these reps with the first team. Then you had Ozzy Trapillo, the rookie. He took over for Amagaji in the 2-minute drills when Amagaji left due to injury. So you kind of have these scheduled practices where Braxton Jones is going to be practicing, where Ozzy Trapillo is going to be practicing, where Karan Amagaji would have been practicing, but yet he had to leave due to injury. And then we also had one more on the offensive line. Doug Kramer left practice, according to Courtney Cronin. Kramer actually slammed his helmet, which looked like from a leg injury, so he also had to leave practice as well. Not great for the offensive line and what you're seeing so far in terms of injuries and who's in, who's out. But so far, the Bears have actually been, I don't know if the right word is cautious, but Braxton Jones, and I'll get into Friday's practice here in a little bit, he had a scheduled day off that day. So you're kind of seeing the tackles have these scheduled day offs. Again, goes into GPS tracking, goes into what has been scheduled for the week, goes into a lot of different factors, I'm sure. But we'll actually continue Saturday before we get into Friday's practice. Kyler Gordon, and I had this from Kevin Fishbane, helped force an incomplete pass during team drills after being sent on a blitz. This isn't the first time I've seen Kyler Gordon's name pop up throughout these training camp practices, and I just wanted to bring him up here right now. And why it's significant to me is because this is going to be a guy that's going to be a huge part of Dennis Allen's defense. Somebody that is going to be doing exactly what he just did in this play that I just described, being sent on a blitz, forcing incomplete passes, speeding up a quarterback's internal clock. So you love that. And I think you're going to see a lot of that with Dennis Allen in this defense. But again, it's not the first time Kyler Gordon has been mentioned throughout these training camp practices, which is a good thing. Injuries. Let's go back to the injuries here. You had Luther Burden, still did not practice due to soft tissue. Shamar Turner, he had an ankle injury in the first practice on Wednesday the 23rd. He wasn't out there. Zay Frazier was also not practicing due to personal reasons, but Ben Johnson did say he's hopeful for Burden's return. He said that on Saturday. So I put a video out there earlier, standalone video about, I think Bears fans kind of overreacting to the Luther Burden injury. And I still feel that way with Luther Burden, but we do need to see him out there at some point, but hopefully that return is coming here soon. We want to see what, Luther's going to look like in this Bears offense, on the field with the rest of the playmakers. That's when this offense is becoming complete. at its full form in terms of the playmakers available. Right now, it's not at that point. But Ben Johnson's hopeful that Luther Burden will return and be that playmaker that we all know that he's capable of being. Before we get into Friday's portion of practice, and then again, I have a little public service announcement for some of the people who are taking in the coverage just like me, but that'll be in a little bit here. But before we get to all that, gotta tell everybody about Windy City Sports Cards. Look, I'm rocking one of their shirts right here. Collect, more sports cards. It's in the shirt. Just do it. But they specialize in selling all things related to Chicago sports. Whether you're a diehard fan of the Bears, Bulls, Cubs, White Sox, Blackhawks, look, they've got you covered with an extensive selection of sports memorabilia and collectibles. In addition to those Chicago-focused items, everybody, they also offer a vast collection of sports trading cards and memorabilia from your favorite teams and players. Visit their online store to find exactly what you're looking for to complete your collection and to discover a new favorite. You can check them out at 312-WindyCitySportsCards.com. That's 312-WindyCitySportsCards.com. Right over my left shoulder, if you're watching the video, I think that's going to be my right shoulder, you can see my Triumph drinks. Those are all my packets in there. I haven't even opened that package. If you don't see that over my shelf, it's because I'm already taking in all of the awesome benefits of Triumph drinks. But this video is powered by Triumph, the hydrogen-infused electrolyte drink that keeps you going strong. Get 10% off by using code NICK, N-I-C-K. It helps support more Bears breakdowns every single week. All right, everybody, this is the Nicholas Moreano Show. I completely forgot at the top of the show. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment. And for your audio listeners, this is going to be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, everywhere where you find your podcasts. Make sure to like this channel. Share it with a fellow Bears fan. I need to get into the algorithms. I was doing my own research, Chicago Bears podcasts. Dude, you got to scroll a little further down to find me, which is unfortunate, but let's get that algorithm going a little bit here. And liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing is all going to help me grow this channel as this season goes on. All right, let's get into Friday, because I think Friday really had Bears fans riled up in all the wrong ways. But I think it's how you look at this, right? The defense is creating turnovers. That's a good thing, right? Don't you want more turnovers for the 2025 season? Because we had Terrell, according to reports, Terrell Smith tipped a pass near the end zone. Jaquan Brisker got himself a pick. T.J. Edwards got himself an interception near that low red zone. You also had Tyreek Stevenson, Kyler Gordon, breaking up and recording pass breakups. That's great. You want to see those things happen, especially when it's a new offense and a quarterback that's not quite in sync yet with all of his receivers or even has all of his playmakers available to him. So you want to see the defense capitalize like they just did there. We had here, I believe this is from Courtney Cronin. Caleb Williams went 0 for 5 and 7-on-7 in the red zone. And 2 of those interceptions happened in 7-on-7. In 11-on-11, you had Dio Dangbo, Montez Sweat creating a bunch of pressure. So, yeah, the defense got after the offense, and the offense did not have its best day, for sure. In the 2-minute drill in Friday's practice, 90 seconds on the clock, 35-yard line, there was a completion to Roma Dunze. Then Caleb Williams had a scramble for a long scramble, according to Kevin Fishbane. Olamide Zaccheaus caught a pass on an out route, and then Trapillo had a false start. First team, had to settle for a field goal in that 2-minute drill. Again, there are some hiccups. There's a pre-snap penalty that we've been kind of hearing about, especially in the early ons of camp. Now, here's where I'm going to start to get to that public service announcement, but also provides some clarity. Okay? Declan Doyle, the Bears offensive coordinator, only 28 years old. Insane. Also highlighted in his press conference that some of those pressures that reporters saw in Friday's practice were intentional. And why? Why is that the case? Why is it intentional pressure happening? Well, it's working on, according to Declan Doyle, working on contingency plans, protections, all a part of a scripted practice. Okay? And Ben Johnson was asked about these scripted or these intentional pressures on Saturday morning and what he hopes Caleb learns from these scripted pressures. He said playing smart, protecting the football, just eat the play and go down sometimes. You just got to do that. But also to use his superpower and to extend plays when the opportunity presents itself. So guys, here's the thing. And I'm gonna back all the reporters here on this because I'm obviously someone I've been in their shoes. We don't know this. We don't know that scripted pressure periods are coming. And so when we're jotting down observations and then relaying those observations to social media after practice, we're gonna write down what we saw. Dio Dingbo got across the line of scrimmage quickly against X, Y, and Z. Caleb Williams went 0 for 5. The offense, quote unquote, did not have a good day. And that's where, when I get to Hallis Hall, what I'm going to try not to do is say like good day, bad days. I'm going to more so say efficient versus non-efficient days. Because I think, to me, when I would say something like that, also entails that I guess what goes into an efficient day? What goes into a non-efficient day? These scripted pressure periods are obviously going to make it tougher on an offense, Caleb Williams, to complete passes when pressure's getting there quicker than it should be. And so he has to adjust to it. And so these efficient, non-efficient days, when I finally get to practice, I think is a good way of kind of, describing practice accurately, because that's the most important thing. But also, I guess, what goes into this. And we don't know that there are these scripted practices, what goes into them. In the big thing, too, is Ben Johnson also highlighted they were only, going into Saturday, only on install 4 of 12. So it's still so early on in this process for Caleb Williams and the offense to be learning all this, right? So when you're seeing these pre-snap procedures that are not going correctly, where you're seeing incomplete passes, and we know Ben Johnson and Caleb already put the goal out there to complete 70% of their passes in practice and in the games, that shouldn't be happening right now. There's no way in hell it should be happening right now. I mean, especially because you're learning. This is still learning time for all these guys. Getting in sync. So there's no way it could be 70%. But also, too, Johnson had a quote saying that there isn't a lot of carryover from what he was asked to do as a play caller in the last couple of years when it's compared to what he's being asked to do today. So Ben Johnson said Caleb Williams, he's comfortable in 2-minute tempo plays. Now he just needs to really work on the structured plays with multiple play calls, shifts, motions. And right now, mentally, this is from Ben Johnson, it is what it is. He's playing a little bit slower than what he's capable of. That is to be expected and not a shock to anybody. All right? So now I want to get to some of the fans and how they've been consuming their coverage. I don't know. I'm getting tagged in things where it's like, oh, thank God we have some of the younger reporters, stuff like this, where it's like, I appreciate that. But also, guys, a lot of the people there are reporting what they're seeing. And if Caleb Williams and the offense have a non-efficient day, passes are not being completed, passes are being intercepted, you as a fan should want that. Exactly how it is. Not sugar-coated. Oh, yeah, maybe you could say the defense really got after Caleb Williams in the offense, but it still wasn't efficient. Right? So there's all these, I don't know, there's been this negative connotation for, how the Bears coverage has been perceived by certain fans. Not everybody. But if Caleb Williams has an efficient day, you're going to hear about it. Like Caleb Williams, a dot throw on the fade route to Roma Dunze in the left corner of the end zone. Right? You want that. But you should also be accepting of everything, all the other types of plays that happen in a scripted training camp practice. There's going to be mistakes. Guess what? You're gonna hear more about mistakes. When I get there to Hallis Hall, you're gonna hear about those mistakes. And can we provide some opinion on it too? Absolutely. So, I don't know, man. Like, just seeing some of the comments on just directed towards certain people, I'm like, whoa, calm down. It's just practice. Practice. There's going to be bad plays. There's going to be good plays. Efficient. Non-efficient. But why? What goes into that? We don't know until probably afterwards. Like when Declan Doyle highlighted that these scripted pressures, yeah, that was intentional. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. But in the time when everybody who's there at Hallis Hall, including today, starting Monday for the first padded practice, they're tweeting things after the practice or if it's open during the practice. Like, we don't have those context clues. Okay? So maybe people are going to see this. Oh, Nick's just defending the media because he's part of the media. Sure, if that's how you want to take it. But I'm on the outside just like you right now. And I'm taking this and I'm not overreacting to any of it. Saturday was a good day. Was an efficient day. An efficient day. Friday offensively was not, but defense is capitalizing on a quarterback that is taking things a little bit slow right now, as he should. I mean, J.J. McCarthy, week 1, is going into his first ever regular season game. He is not going to be as polished week 1 as he is going to be in week 18. Take advantage of that. The Bears are showing they can. Guys, come on. Balance. It's all going to be all right. But, when I did my Luther Burden Don't Overreact video, I had some comments like, well, wouldn't it be weird if Bears fans didn't overreact? I'm like, that's so damn true. So, I understand where you're coming from. But when you read this coverage from everybody, I mean, that's everybody that's putting, great content out there. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do this video without their help. But I don't know. It's just, there's no reason to overreact. There's no reason to be overreacting both ways, negatively or positively. Okay? But did want to get out here and, get this video out there before this first padded practice happens here on Monday. I can't wait to get back to, Hallis Hall to cover, the Bears, but I'm also super excited about, what I have in store for me for this week and next week at Marquee Sports. So it's going to be fun. Going to do a lot of learning. Can't wait to update people on just how that is all going. And it's exciting. And, it feels good to be, like I put in my tweet, back in sports coverage for, this great city. So really looking forward to that and looking forward to, continue doing these updates and videos and Bears content. Go check out Windy City Sports Cards. Check out Triumph Drinks. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment on this video, and then please share it with a fellow Bears fan. When I saw the algorithms, I'm like, what the hell, Google search? Come on now. Let's get me up there. But in due time. We'll obviously continue building this up and be perfectly fine there. But hey, that's gonna do it for this episode. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, watching. Like I said, sharing, commenting, liking. Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify. We're all over the place. So make sure to consume this content however way that you do. But that's gonna do it for this episode of the Nicholas Moreano Show. I'll be back soon, and I can't wait to update you guys again. All right, adios.
Bend over to your right.
What the was that?
What's up, Bears fans?
People want to hear me talk.